What's going on, guys? So today on this Shoky Quickie, we're taking a look at one of the last things I'm probably going to end up with from Eaglemoss, and it is their Star Trek Hero Collection XL Deep Space Nine. And we're going to take a look at the box as usual. This is the bottom edge of the box, I guess. We got a nice little side shot of DS9 there. It says Deep Space Nine. Turn it up vertical. And we see that it is a sizable box, as well it should be. Got a nice vertical shot here. It says Deep Space Nine. Turn it around this way. It says Star Trek Hero Collector. Turn it around that side. It's got nothing. Turn around there. And you've got the series that existed, at least when this initially came out. Obviously, Discovery, Strange New Worlds, all those don't exist yet. And we'll just kind of go around there, and once again, back to there. That's going to be it for the box for the most part. But if you open this tab and flip it down, you get the styrofoam on the inside that holds it all good. Now, I did do an out the box for this initially for my members, and now that I know that I have at least one member hanging out, what up? And here we go, and you know what time it is. It's turntable time. All right. It's spinning kind of fast. Actually, let's go small. Let's go slow rotation. Look like the show going on there. But yeah, we got Deep Space Nine in its glory here. Now, of course, this is essentially my favorite series of Star Trek of all time. Voyager is probably a close second there. I know a lot of people gonna bitch complain, why not TNG? TNG was fine. It really was, for an updated version of original Trek with modern technology, new stories, all that and the other. DS9 was a very different take. They did a lot of things that TNG was scared to do, and then Voyager did more or less of that as it goes. But I think this is something like 7 or 8 inches across, like in diameter, which is really freaking big. And it's like a good 6. Yeah, probably about a good. Actually, I think it's 9 inches around would be great. I remember the measurement somewhere. About 9 inches and about 7 inches tall on the actual upper pylons and lower pylons. And by the way, side note, just kind of a funny thing. In the latest Power Rangers comic, there's actually a Deep Space Nine reference, which I thought was kind of funny. And there was another reference. Oh, what was it? it was in Transformers. There was another Star Trek reference I thought was funny. So it's funny to see other comics referencing things. But yeah, in a Power Rangers comic, they have a quote-unquote spaceship station that gets blowed up. And it definitely looks a lot like Deep Space Nine. So the Power Rangers actually blew up Deep Space Nine. Well, that's not awkward. All right, let's take a closer look at it. Okay, I'm going to pick it up off its stand. So, just as always with these, you have to assemble the stand, take the black base out, you place this there, and this, it only goes on the one way, realistically. You just line up the parts of the ring that sort of line up there. Now, there's a lot of die cast in this thing. It is hefty. Most of the main body of this is all die cast. The upper pylons are plastic. These little guys here are plastic. The little add-ons over here, I think, are plastic. Kind of hard to tell. Of course, it is painted to the nines. Oh, actually, look at it. There's that iconic shot from the opening scene. And I like under here, you can see all the windows painted. Kind of zoom in. Let me zoom in, make my life easier. Smaller windows here. And this is, of course, the reactor core and stuff like that. A red paint down here. It's not the cleanest, but it looks good. And then you've got this like kind of titanium paint going on here. Little styrofoam. That's freebie. And then you got more of the kind of goldish paint here. Once again, more styrofoam. It's very textured. This is one of the more surface detailed things I've gotten from Eaglemoss. Here's the outer ring docking ports. One of these, of course, would be for the Defiant. Would have been really kind of cool if they gave us a scale Defiant to go with it. But I guess I never realized that all of these are technically, I think, docking ports. I could be wrong. And then, of course, you have the upper and lower pylons where larger ships can dock as well. And then you have these spots where the runabouts come out, which I think was always implied to be this area here. But I don't think that makes sense because they're actually attached to the habitat ring. So they might actually be like in here. So there were like 3, or maybe it's these. Maybe it's these little guys here. I always thought it was supposed to be these, but maybe it's supposed to be those. That's one of those weird things where they showed you something, but it wasn't necessarily good. And then you have the promenade and ops kind of happening on up here, which is pretty cool. I do believe these are meant to be windows, but they didn't paint them or anything. Yeah, Deep Space Nine was really cool. And I think comparatively, like from our other battle station show, such as Babylon 5, the Cardassians have a cooler sense of aesthetic, you know, for good old Terok Nor here. Now, I guess I could get another one, and it can be the other one. That'd be interesting. For a quick size comparison on this guy, though, guy thing, there's Wally. So, I mean, you know, it's fairly tall for what it is. And I did forget to bring out the book, you know, because everything comes with one. Except I'm not going to look at this one. Oop. I'm going to look at this one. So, something funny. The actual bag that the entire thing comes in, usually when you buy these, they come in a sealed bag. And it came with a large version of the magazine. If you open the box, it had a small one in there, which I found really funny. Oh, this is crazy. Look at this. So, space station constructed in 2351, diameter 1451.82 meters, number of decks 98. Not gonna lie, didn't know it had that many. It does seem like, see, here's the thing, like, it is supposed to be like almost like Eiffel Tower brown. Like, this looks more the color I would expect to this. And irony being, like, it could probably use more Aztecing, whereas like the Enterprise D that we got had like so much Aztecing, it was insane. And yeah, so it's like sometimes their colors are really good, other times it's like like it probably would have been good to make it almost like the Discovery's colors, because I mean, even here, look, it looks totally different than that. All right, so here's how you put it on the thing. And then, of course, you got a profile. You got designing the station. Shop online. Unfortunately, can't do that anymore. Unless Eaglemoss manages to get their shit together. Let's see here. Bajoran System. Terok Nor. Joint Federation Bajoran Administration. Overall diameter, pretty big. Overall height, pretty big. Onboard fusion generator. That's down there. And let's see here. Power, I already read that. 3 Danube class runabouts. A couple of them keep getting blown up. USS Defiant, one of those got blown up. Weaponry, type 10 phasers and type 11. Then planetary defense ray, photon, and quantum torpedoes. I like how they cut off their own thing there. That was bad plan. Commanders, Benjamin Sisko and Kira Nerys. Yes. So, Deep Space Nine. It's a nice big, it's a ship profile, but still, it is what it is. So it's got a pretty good in-depth one here, literally about the thing itself, which is pretty cool. Sometimes it's not about that, sometimes about like behind-the-scenes stuff. This one is specifically about Deep Space Nine itself and how they came up with different variations of it. Like this looks a lot more like the space stations or space docks that we're familiar with, you know, from other Trek. There's a big floating city design, which looks like it's straight out of Marvel with the oh, what is it called? Asgardia, you know. And then there's some that look remarkably like it looks I like that CG render. By the way, that's hideous. That would have never worked. It does look a little bit like Stargate Atlantis, or at least, you know, Atlantis from Stargate Atlantis. You can see here how the core is like coming apart, and then they actually have like the 3 branches, and then there's actually how the core and all that works and stuff like that. Actually, that looks a lot like part of Atlantis. That's pretty funny. I like, oh look, they even made this. That's pretty cool. That's an interesting design. I feel like this was probably retcon and reused somewhere else. And then you get like the more kind of gyro gyroscope kind of design, wagon wheel design. And then even here, looking a bit different. Hey, look, it's got a sea turtle docking with it. The ship looks like a sea turtle. I don't even know what race that was supposed to be. And I love this one, designing the interior, the rough drawings and stuff like that. This is all really, really cool history stuff. And then here we have more of the actual final design. This one's interesting, but it does remind me of like something from a Sona, like from Insurrection, Star Trek Insurrection, the movie. YouTube, don't censor. Okay, so here's some cool interior design work, especially looking at how the Cardassians design stuff. I'm still looking at stuff over here. Okay. And then, whatever. There's something in there about the wormhole, too, if I remember correctly. It's a nice color pen drawings there. So, yeah. It's pretty cool. Also, it's just a neat symbol, ultimately. I do digs it. So, I picked mine up at, I almost said Deep Space Nine, at BBTS, so that's Big Bad Toy Store. They probably still have a lot of in-stock Eaglemoss things, so if you're interested, I would suggest going and getting those while you still can, because frankly, there's no telling if Eaglemoss is ever coming back from their current financial woes, which is, you know, hindering my Ecto 1 build, and now if I ever plan on getting the final ship that I want, which is the XL Voyager. So yeah, do what you gotta do. So go check it out also before the prices go through the roof. But I'll see you guys on the next review. And remember, as always, keep on nerding.